The Conqueror class in For Honor is a massive tank character that focuses on getting the advantage over his enemies through completely outlasting them. You'll need to stay in close range as Conqueror, and play safe. Focus on finding ways to use any of your unblockable attacks, but don't use them too often, as it will train your opponents that match to specifically look out for it. Always remember to use your revenge meter. Revenge boosts your damage and health, and as a Conqueror, you're going to need to abuse the bonuses whenever possible. Revenge mode makes all your attacks uninterruptible as well, and attacks are auto-parried on activation. Basically, this makes you something to run away from. You'll gain more feat resources playing objectives and killing enemies. Playing into your set role will garner you more resources overall to unlock them. As a Conqueror, you should be looking to be a stable player, but keep the objectives in mind. Know when to be aggressive and when to stay put. If the other team gets 1000, you're gonna be set on sudden death. In your first slot, you have Speed Revive, which is unlocked at level 1 and rapidly revives fallen teammates. Remember, you are the cornerstone of your team regardless of game mode, and as such, tanking and getting quick revives are a must. Then there's Conqueror, unlocked at level 5, which allows you to capture and upgrade control zones faster. Lastly, we have Body Count, unlocked at level 13, wherein killing a soldier grants you health and stamina. For the second slot, we begin with Juggernaut, unlocked at level 1, which allows you to lose movement speed in exchange for better defense. As the tank, any way to mitigate damage is great. Next up is Shield Basher, a level 7 unlock that allows for shield-based attacks to now deal offensive damage. This feat may be a good choice, but it ultimately depends on your team's composition. Bringing up the rear is Fiat Lux, unlocked at level 15, where you can throw a flash grenade that completely blinds enemies for a couple of seconds. Filling up your third slot is Punch Through, a level 1 feat that deals damage on blocked attacks. This one is great if you want to play the support role, but still get in some good damage. Level 9 will grant you Pugno Mortis, the ability to throw an explosive projectile that deals damage over an area. Finally is Heal on Block, unlocked at level 17, which means blocking now regenerates your health. Literally free heals. The feats in slot 4 are as follows. Level 1, Uninterruptible. Your actions cannot be interrupted for a short period of time. In other words, extremely clutch. Level 11, Regenerate. You regenerate health when outside of combat. And level 19, Catapult. You call a catapult strike over an area. Now for Playstyle. In 4v4 Dominion, play around your allies. No one is a solo monster in this game, not even the Conqueror. Fighting in 2v1s is almost a guaranteed death. Be sure to keep your surroundings in mind. You'll want to stay away from ledges during fights or you will get thrown off. Be the foundation of your team. In 4v4 and 2v2 Brawl, you need to be able to outlast your opponents during your 1v1 consistently. Hold out until your friend can assist you. As a Conqueror, you can tank and block plenty of the early aggression, and fight when the enemy is low on stamina. As for 1v1 Duel, Conqueror excels at these fights due to the character's natural amount of health and ability to block easily. Always keep full block stance in mind. It will save your life in many occasions. Your opponent will try to counter you by getting quick hits or hits from range. You cannot let this happen. Be safe, but be smart. In For Honor, the Warden is a fairly straightforward character that focuses on getting the advantage over his enemies through adaptability. You'll need to be adaptable as a Warden, and play more aggressive. Focus on finding ways to use Crushing Counterstrike, but don't use it too often, as it will train your opponents that match to specifically look out for it. When used after a counter, the move will be unblockable. Always remember to use your Revenge meter. Revenge boosts your damage and health. As a Warden, you're going to need to abuse the bonuses whenever possible. Revenge mode makes all your attacks uninterruptible as well, and attacks are auto-parried on activation. Basically, this makes you something to run away from. The Revenge meter is just another option for you, so treat it as such. It's not something you need, nor is it something you want to waste. Revenge will boost you overall and make you the deadliest jack of all trades. You will gain more feat resources playing objectives and killing enemies. However, playing into your set role will garner you more resources to unlock feats. In the first slot, we have Body Count, unlocked at level 1, which means killing soldiers grants you health and stamina. Conqueror, unlocked at level 5, allows you to capture control zones faster, and boosts last longer. Lengthening any bonus is great. You can also combine this passive ability with Morale Booster for those sudden death fights. The Come At Me feat, unlocked at level 13, gets you more renown from kills, but you take more damage from attacks. For your second slot, we have Inspire, unlocked at level 1, which allows your allies to deal more damage and your soldiers to fight faster. Playing around your team is a must, and this ability just makes everyone better. Level 7 gets you Fiat Lux, where you can throw a flash grenade that blinds enemies for a few seconds. Then there's Thick Blood, unlocked at level 15, which gains you immunity from regular bleed damage. This is a good substitute for Inspire whenever you're playing in 2v2s or 1v1 duels. The first feat in the third slot is Second Wind, unlocked at level 1, which recovers some of your health. The heals come in fairly clutch for the dire situations, and the crowd control is great. At level 9, you get Pugno Mortis, where you can throw an explosive that deals moderate damage in an area. Lastly is Takedown, unlocked at level 17, which buffs your throws to make enemies fall to the ground. This feat is preferable in smaller game modes. As for the fourth slot, you can use Catapult to call a Catapult Strike and deal massive damage over an area at level 1. At level 11, Stalwart Banner allows your nearby allies to continuously regain health. And Morale Booster, unlocked at level 19, improves damage for you and your allies for a short duration. Because the game is so movement heavy, the heals on the banner aren't great, so boosting yourself and your allies is always a must. When it comes to 4v4 Dominion, Ubisoft literally defined Warden as adaptable. It's the simplest way to put it, and the best way to play the class. You have so many options at your disposal, so be unreadable. You never want to fall into the trap of playing the Warden only a single way, especially in Dominion. Work your way around the map and find your niche with the team. If you need to be a stable point B player, then do so. If you need to hold the enemy's objective with an ally, you got it. As a Warden, you can get early damage in 4v4 and 2v2 brawls. If you do so, then move to support your allies. 1v1s are not your specialty, so stay in the midst of the action, but don't be the center of attention. 4v4 is sort of a mess. There will be a lot of dancing around each other, but you can score some easy light hits every now and again. Never fully commit in this mode unless you know you will win outright. And as for 1v1 duel, the Warden is pretty much mediocre due to the character's archetype. The Warden is good at everything, but not great at anything. Your personal skill and style will determine your victory in duels. The Peacekeeper in For Honor is an assassin character that focuses on getting the advantage over her enemies through quick hits and flanks. You'll need to keep a good distance from opponents at the start, but find ways to quickly close in. Focus on finding ways to use your bleeds. They'll quickly drain your opponent's health. Always remember to use your revenge meter. Revenge boosts your damage and health. As a Peacekeeper, you're going to need to abuse the bonuses whenever possible. Revenge mode makes all your attacks uninterruptible as well, and attacks are auto-parried on activation. Basically, this makes you something to run away from. Your revenge meter is almost a guaranteed opener for the Peacekeeper in 1v1 scenarios. However, it's not something you should rely on. You'll gain more feat resources playing objectives and killing enemies. Playing into your set role will garner you more resources overall to unlock the feats. As a Peacekeeper, you should be looking to kill as many as you can early on, but keep in mind the objectives. If the other team gets to 1000, you're gonna be set on sudden death. Heading up the first slot is Bounty Hunter, unlocked at level 1, which gains you health and stamina when you kill another hero. Stealth, unlocked at level 5, allows you to hide from the aim assist, radar, and HUD. Being elusive helps you get behind enemies and flank easier against targets that are already engaged. This doesn't stop them from entering guard mode on you, but it helps with the initial hits to begin the backstabs. Then there's Conqueror, unlocked at level 13, which allows you to capture and upgrade control zones quicker. For the second slot, we have Fiat Lux, unlocked at level 1, which is the ability to throw a flash grenade that blinds enemies for a few seconds. Up next is Thick Skin, unlocked at level 7, which gains you moderate damage reduction. This feat is great for beginning players that need the extra damage reduction to learn the character. Lastly is Revenge Attacks, unlocked at level 15, where your attacks fill the revenge meter. This feat is recommended to switch to as you become a more experienced player. In slot number 3, we begin with Crossbow, unlocked at level 1, where you can fire a crossbow bolt for medium damage. Level 9 will grant you Pugno Mortis, allowing you to throw an explosive projectile that deals damage over an area. At level 17, you get Sharpened Blade, wherein your attacks deal low damage over time. Although Crossbow is more reliable than Sharpened Blade, once you get great at the Peacekeeper, you should switch over to this feat. And in the 4th slot is Fear itself, unlocked at level 1, wherein enemies around you have lower stamina and defense regeneration. This is a rock-solid debuff to enemies, so pop it when you plan on bursting down your opponent. Then there's Catapult, unlocked at level 11, which calls a catapult strike over an area. Finally, we have Last Laugh, unlocked at level 19, which drops a high damage grenade when you die. For 4v4 Dominion, play around your allies. You are squishy as hell as the Peacekeeper. Fighting in 2v1s against a solo opponent is almost a guaranteed kill, especially if you're utilizing stealth. You can get in and out of fights with relative ease, step in for a few shots, and back out. Always be ready to dodge attacks. Your swift sidesteps will be more reliable than blocking. Remember to get plenty of kills while playing Peacekeeper. Don't be afraid to steal some a few times. You can farm more feat resources to get a competitive advantage over your opponents, and your feats will help you clutch sudden deaths. In 4v4 and 2v2 Brawl, you need to be able to win your fights fast or straight up help your teammates first. As a Peacekeeper, you can get huge early damage in, and poking as necessary. Your bleeds will help you immensely. Abuse those attacks. 4v4 can get confusing, though that may be exactly what you want. Stay slippery and focus down the important targets. As for 1v1 duel, Peacekeeper is tricky in these fights, due to the character's naturally low health pool. However, your speed and quick hits should help you outpoke your opponents. Stay close and then back off with your stab cancel. In and out, in and out. That's the goal. Be sure to check out the other For Honor class guides on the website and on our YouTube channel. You're watching esports on PvP Live.